We are always pushed the newest, slickest, most pristine content on YouTube, with as many cuts as possible to keep things interesting. As creators, we are always told the newest ways of how to keep people engaged. The trends change so quickly it's hard to keep up. As new creators, we desperately seek views, likes, and engagement. Most convince themselves that they do YouTube because they love making videos, but really, after a while of no success, they decide to throw in the towel. I know this because I used to be one of these people. We are ultimately seeking the validation of the world to keep us going. Everything feels pointless otherwise. Everyone wants to make money from YouTube, but not many want to be true to themselves. I again was like this. Because of this, you end up with so much of the same type of content being forced down your throat. The race for views and likes, the push for ever more engaging content, it molds creators into homogeneous figures, churning out variations of the same theme. This homogenization is more than just repetitive. It's silencing of the diverse, the unique, the individual voices that have the power to challenge, to change, to enlighten. When did we start measuring the value of our voices by the yardstick of popularity rather than the rawness of our message? YouTube can be a cesspit of surface-level drivel for the average user, a distraction for the masses with no real meaning. Especially since the rise of short-form content, hacking into our dopamine, making it virtually impossible to stop scrolling. We are all zombies, slaves to our devices, endlessly scrolling at any chance we get. If we're scrolling, we aren't thinking, and if we aren't thinking, then how can we really have the time to decide what's best for us? The constant bombardment of polished, rapid-fire content not only dulls our senses, but also erodes our ability to appreciate the nuanced, the subtle, the deeply meaningful. In this endless stream of immediacy, where is the room for reflection, for thoughtful discourse? The culture of instant gratification has led us to prize the quick over the quality, the flashy over the foundational. But at what cost? As we scroll, numbed and disengaged, we lose touch not only with the content, but with ourselves, with our capacity for deeper understanding and connection. We are complicit in our own lives. We're told we have control over what content we see, but we don't. This video is a statement, a backlash against the current machine that is modern content on YouTube. This might honestly be the most boring video you will ever watch. That's exactly what I want. You've done well to make it even this far. I can imagine you're struggling. No cuts, no scene changes, no movement, no music. Just me talking about the current state of affairs in content consumerism. Creators shouldn't have to be trying to one-up their competitors with production quality and false stories just to try and get more viewers. Creators, stop focusing on the metrics, be authentic. What do you really want to be talking about? How can this be done in a way that feels more real? If you help one person, that should be more than you could have ever hoped for. But aim for just you. Aim to create for you and share it as a way of letting it go. That in itself is so powerful. We forget the transformational power we hold within ourselves for ourselves. Creating and letting go is a powerful practice that should not be defined by how many people like it. It's defined by the action of doing it in the moment. This is true art, not being tainted by what the masses want to see, but rather what you need to get out of yourself. Creating for the sake of creating is a liberating act. It's a declaration of independence from the metrics of success that binds us. When you create from a place of authenticity, you tap into a part of yourself that is untouched by the world's expectations. This act of creation is inherently personal, deeply therapeutic. It's a way to navigate the complexities of your inner world, to give voice to the thoughts and feelings that might never have found expression in everyday conversation. This is the art of true self-discovery, a journey that is ever evolving just as we are. You are an artist in your own right, no matter where you are or what you're currently doing. You sharing your unique take on the world, however ugly that might be, is art, and I would argue, more important than the perfectly polished dopamine hacking content YouTube is submerged in today. It is vulnerable, it is real, it is meaningful. Make it ugly, make it true, make it real to you. This video is a statement. I hope nobody sees this video. The process of creating and sharing it to no one is art in itself. Click away. I won't tell you to like, comment or subscribe. Leave this video to rot in the abyss for all I care. I won't beg for you to stay up to date with me, because I couldn't care less if you do or not. That's nothing against you. That's more to remove myself from the begging nature that we have all come to expect with the current content. If you want to do any of those things, do it because you want to, not because you've been asked to. It's amazing to think that this, more than likely, could be the only interaction we ever have. That's beautiful in itself, don't you think? If you choose to stay, stay because you want to. If you choose to stay, I hope this makes you think. Would you do anything differently? Will you share and not care about the response? If so, how will you express yourself in an unfiltered, authentic, potentially ugly and visceral way? Getting your innermost being out is therapy. It's what we all need to do to be free. Free from the shackles of our current desire to be seen and heard in a socially acceptable way. Our inner selves are not always socially acceptable though. Shout it into the void, release it. Feels good, right? Be happy that you are finding your true voice. Be happy knowing that you are on a journey of discovering yourself for yourself. Note that I say finding rather than found. This is because this journey will be eternal. Your voice will grow and develop as you do. It should not stay the same forever. You do not need to be loved by the world, you need to be loved by yourself. You need to be ever changing as you develop through each nano stage of your life. Share your journey through works that display the depths of your soul and let it free into the digital abyss. If you are too anxious to share your face, then don't. Do it anonymously. Let the work speak for itself, rather than trying to create a following for you as a person. It has the potential to falsely inflate your sense of self. Not always though. If you're conscious enough to stay on top of it, try not to let the ego into the process of creating and sharing in any way possible, as it will taint the purity of your creations. As we navigate this digital landscape, let's not forget the power of genuine connection. Connection to the self, to others, and to the world around us. In embracing this path, we might find that the art of creating for ourselves is the most profound art of all. It's an act of bravery, a step toward true self-acceptance and understanding. And perhaps in this journey, we find that we become our most authentic selves. Not because we seek the validation of the masses, but because we've dared to listen to the voice within, to honor it, and to let it speak its truth. Creating truly authentically will not be comfortable for most in the first instance. It might mask itself as feelings of pretentiousness, as inauthentic. For someone who is not used to the process of truly authentic creativity, such as myself, it can be a very daunting, uncomfortable and vulnerable experience. We are taught to not be vulnerable, that vulnerability is weakness, that it should be hidden. But what if we own our vulnerability? It makes you human. Owning your vulnerability takes the power away from others and firmly places it back into your grasp. It makes you whole. It naturally connects you. What you seek from others, you will now find in yourself. You will become less lonely, less reliant on the validation from others to prove to yourself that you are good enough. You are good enough in your own right because you are here and because you choose to be. As we reach the end of my ramblings, it's crucial to remember that the essence of authenticity and creativity isn't a destination, but a journey. A journey that invites us to continually explore, express, and evolve. It's about peeling back the layers of what society expects of us and diving into the depths of our true selves. This journey of creating authentically, of sharing our raw and real selves, might seem daunting at first. Yet, it's in this very act of courage, of embracing our vulnerabilities and imperfections, that we find our most profound strength. So, I encourage you, as you move forward, to let go of the craving for external validation. To create not for the applause, but for the sheer act of expression. Remember, in the chaos of the digital age, it's the displays of genuine, unfiltered humanity that make the most impactful connections. Let's not just create content, let's create meaning. Let's create art that resonates with the soul. And in doing so, may we all find a little more peace, understanding, and acceptance of ourselves in the quiet corners of our existence, where the true essence of your life is waiting to be explored as deeply as possible.